You are now watching The Beach.
The long-awaited Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC Wave 2 just released. It's been quite a while since Wave 1 released, all the way back in March of this year. I've been very critical of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC, not only because it essentially replaced what could have been a new game, but the myriad of issues the new tracks have had. Of course, there's the most common criticism, the tracks visually looking subpar compared to the base tracks, but my main issue with the first wave wasn't so much about the lackluster presentation, but the tracks themselves weren't that great. Toad Circuit and Shroom Ridge aren't improved in any way, and are easily some of the weakest tracks in the game, and Coconut Mall didn't even have moving cars. Really, the only standouts were the Tour City tracks being Paris Promenade and Tokyo Blur, and of course Ninja Hideaway. But the good news is that Wave 2 was seemingly far more interesting. Considering there are 4 more DLC waves and I plan on covering all of them, I've come up with a clever rating system. So on a scale of Cloud to Superstar, how is the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC Wave 2? New York Minute was the very first new track in Mario Kart Tour, and is definitely one of the most memorable. Though I will say, considering New Donk City exists, seeing New York City in a Mario game is a bit odd, like having King Kong in a Mario game. In Mario Kart Tour, there are different versions of New York Minute, but in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, all the versions are combined to make one big track similar to the other city tracks. This is a really cool idea, and it makes the tracks much better, but how is the track itself? The music is great, and visually, it does look pretty nice. I will say the simplistic geometric look of the buildings clashes with the art style of Mario Kart 8, but it doesn't look too bad. It does a great job feeling like New York City, but did we really need the congestion of New York City to be here as well? There are too many sharp turns, and the track would have greatly benefited from being more open. But overall, it's a good track.
Yahoo!
2 eyes sheep. 1 talking orange. Oh my gosh, sorry guys, I fell asleep. Because Mario Circuit 3 is record-breaking for the Mario Kart series. This is hands down the most boring track in 8 Deluxe, and one of the most boring tracks in the entire series. There's nothing about it that stands out. It's a basic racetrack with 1 speed boost and a few oil slicks. That's it. I will be fair and say I sorta like the track visually with the Super Mario Kart inspired hills, but then I looked at a track like Donut Plains 3 and realized not only does it make a Super Mario Kart track visually incredible, but improves it with the underwater section and other elements, making the once basic track exciting. This is hands down the worst track in the entire game, and I didn't have any fun playing it. I've heard the excuse, but it's a Super Mario Kart track, what did you expect? Well, you just wait and see. Oh, sorry guys. Kalimari Desert? I thought it was Katamari Damacy. Fun fact, this could have been the first DLC track revealed. Nintendo made this tweet in 2016, leading some to believe Mario Kart 8 would get additional DLC. Intentional or not, here it is. And it is back and better than ever before. Mario Kart Tour introduced Kalimari Desert 2, which let you drive on the railroad, and here, the Kalimari Desert tracks are combined and the result is an excellent rendition of a classic track. Not only is the track designed well, but it looks great visually as well. The sand has texture, and if it weren't for the blocky mountains, I would have never doubted this could have been in the base game. But blocky mountains won't prevent this track from being a majesty.
Your Majesty.
My favorite Mario Kart track of all time is Waluigi Pinball. Not only is the theming incredible, but the track is designed to be like a pinball machine and is a blast to race through. And I'm happy to say, Waluigi is just as great as it's always been. It's visually on par with the base tracks and still retains the pinball sound effects, though they were a bit hard to hear oddly. But racing through the track, 2 things dawned on me. The lack of anti-gravity is a huge missed opportunity. The entire portion before the pinball section would have been a perfect fit. And unlike the other DLC tracks, the music isn't remixed. Now to be fair, it was the same in DS as well, but that was a game on the DS in 2005. Just because a prior game did something, it doesn't mean a succeeding game should repeat the same mistake. They could have gone for a really cool techno-esque remix especially with the sound effects, and as a remake, I would have liked to see more, but as a track, it's Waluigi Pinball and you can't go wrong. That covers it for the Turnip Cup. Kalimari Desert and Waluigi Pinball are the standouts. New York Minute is also pretty good, and Mario Circuit 3 stands out as the worst track in the entire game. The Turnip Cup is a bit of a mixed bag, but it's definitely above average in quality. Hopefully the Propeller Cup takes us to grander heights. Good eye to Meech here. Bring out your didgeridoo, cause next up is Sydney Sprint. Gotta say, missed opportunity not having this part of the Boomerang Cup, but in the grand scheme, that would have just been clever, and it doesn't impact how I'd feel about the track. I'm a huge fan of the city tracks, and Sydney Sprint is no exception. It's designed well, and is actually longer than the other city tracks. I found Tokyo Blur and Paris Promenade to be too short, but New York Minute and Sydney Sprint address this issue. Visually, however, Sydney Sprint is a bummer. It has some cool locales such as the Ferris wheel and the Opera House, but it looks incredibly jarring with the tour graphics. Even more than New York Minute considering that takes place at night. And similar to New York Minute, there's an audience in the Opera House that consists of 2D sprites. For Mario Kart Tour, that makes sense, but it looks super cheap here. But overall, the track is fun to play, but definitely could have looked better.
Let's go!
But what do I know? Criticizing the visual quality of the game means I don't have a happy life and I'm just some emo— Wait just a minute! What is this? Snowland. One of the most forgettable tracks in the entire Mario Kart series. Just like Super Mario Kart, Mario Kart Super Circuit has a lot of basic tracks, save for a few exceptions such as Sunset Wilds, Ribbon Road, and Cheeseland. But oh my goodness, not only is Snowland completely revamped, but is hands down the most impressive out of any of the DLC tracks so far. Visually, it looks incredible. Unlike tracks such as Toad Circuit, which uses a flat color for the grass, there's texture for the snow. I also love how it retains the pink sky from the original, and the music is phenomenal. It's a polka remix of Snowland, and it sounds great. But most importantly, the track is revamped to play more like a modern Mario Kart track. There are penguins to avoid, different sections of the track. All of it is great and absolutely is of the quality of the base tracks. Perhaps even better. But it's a Mario Kart Super Circuit track! What's Mario Circuit 3's excuse now? It's hard to find Mario Kart tracks as iconic as Mushroom Gorge. It's an excellently designed track with an entire section of bouncy mushrooms, and as always, it's a great track. Visually it looks pretty good too, though to be fair, it would have looked even better if it looked like the base tracks. The bouncy mushroom section has colorful stalagmites and takes place in a cave, and it looks really cool. But oddly enough, the music isn't remixed at all. It sounds identically to how it did in Wii. Most of the DLC tracks have remix music, so I found that to be really bizarre, but overall, it's a great track.
Let's go!
All the tracks so far have been retro tracks, but to everyone's surprise, Wave 2 included a brand new track being High Sundae. Retro tracks are cool, but new tracks are always a highlight for me. High Sundae looked very bizarre visually, but I was interested to see if the track was as sweet as it looked, and unfortunately, it was underwhelming. This is a track that was clearly designed for Tour, just brought over to 8 Deluxe. It does have anti-gravity, but it's shoehorned in. You don't even see the anti-gravity boost, and what they did is they have the railing act as a boost. Incredibly weird and also incredibly lazy, and although the track is colorful and looks nice, it's incredibly out of place and looks more like a Fall Guys stage. It's not awful, but it's not good either, though I think if there's something we can all agree on, it's definitely better than a certain Sea Creatures Sundae. In terms of general quality, the Propeller Cup might be similar to the Turnip Cup, but my goodness, Snowland was such an excellent surprise, and the tracks were overall better, but before getting into the final verdict, let's move on to this. After much criticism, the cars in the Coconut Mall parking lot now move. Yay! Yippee! What, you expect me to be excited for what should have been their day one? Come on guys, we just celebrated National Leg Strap Day. Now sure, it is an improvement, but they're a bit too easy to dodge. The best Coconut Mall is still the original. So far we've established Wave 2 is substantially better than Wave 1. As it stands, it gets the overall ranking of a Luigi and a half out of a superstar. With Wave 1, I was done after playing through a few of the new tracks for a few days, but I could see myself returning to the Wave 2 tracks more frequently. But the question is, do they live up to the quality of the base tracks, and could the DLC potentially be enough to fulfill the void of a proper Mario Kart 9? While the tracks are better than Wave 1, something remained consistent. Oddly enough, that being the inconsistent effort put into the tracks. Why did Snowland get a complete makeover, but they did nothing to Mario Circuit 3? Why do some of the tracks look excellent, but others still look bad? Why do some of the tracks not even have remix music? Mario Kart has always had tracks that are better than others, but not due to a blatant lack of trying. A track like Mount Wario ends up better than Bone Dry Dunes because the layout and theming are more interesting, not because one looks noticeably worse. I will admit, Wave 2 is a lot better than Wave 1, and I had fun, but I'm really over the step in the right direction applause mentality that Nintendo seems to get. Nintendo has showcased time and time again that they have the capability to go all the way, and in this case, in the exact same game. This is the most prestigious game developer of all time. We gotta have higher standards, but the good news is that Wave 2 is definitely closer to the quality of the base game than further, and if they finally reach it with Wave 3 and bring in some new characters, I think I'll be satisfied enough. So there you have it. Here are my thoughts on the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC Wave 2. Snowland was truly the champion here, and to celebrate, I will be playing Mario Kart Super Circuit. I can't wait to see how far we've come from the original track. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and as always, keep calm and I don't feel well.